Got ourselves team 1 with Chrysobad. Oh, really sporting that Nyalotha BFA set. I like it. We got ourselves Ever Snitch. Look at he's somewhere in that mass pile. Yeah, there he is. Look at the snitch and some boys to the Nazathal gods. Ever Stitch, yo, Ever Stitch and their friends. Never Snitch. Yo, this guy is like, dude, this is a trio. Oh my goodness, what the hell? We got ourselves Anton, we'll call him Anto. We got Snazzy over on team 2, ready to go on his mount. On that team, we got ourselves Desecrate, Athaman on that team. We got ourselves Taxi too, in his holiday spirits, and Ave Maria. And it looks like Snazzy is going to be going up versus Everstitch. Open it up with a big Kyrian Rogue opener. Cheap shots, back-to-back, firing up. Everstitch is in trouble, is in jeopardy, is going to hit the Rogue with a quick fear. The Rogue always has the opportunity to land a trinket and maybe reset. Is going to go for that quick reset. Did he get any dots on him? Or is it clean? Wait, the Rogue is actually so clean. Everstitch just took the time, took a couple of globals to get himself some healing. It's going to be opened up with a full Void Eruption. Void Form is active with the PI. Going to be tricking as the Siphon joins the fight. Snazzy taking a global to kill the Siphon. Takes a couple of those. Cloak of Shadows and a Shadow Meld. So he can get himself a full reset. Not burning advantage just yet, as Everstitch got himself his friendly companion, a friendly Necrolord Mage, together with Kevin to spit some slimes the Rogue. Slash spit animation for that thing. Kinder shot onto Everstitch, having to burn a disperse as he's feeling the pressure from the Rogue. It looks like the Rogue has actually got the Everstitch on a pretty good setup. Like, he's got him like a good positional. He's getting cooldowns on him little by little. Even caught a reset without the Mindbender getting to tag him. Interesting. Very interesting. Kinder shot by the Rogue yet again on Everstitch. No outs this time. Has himself Greater Fade. Might even have to go for a Vampiric Embrace. Needs to definitely use something. Was a fear as the DFA came out by the Rogue. Trying to go for as much self-healing as he can. Gonna be the Cypher to slow the Rogue down. Stun onto the Rogue. Trick inside of it. Might be able to get an interrupt onto Everstitch. Doesn't quite land it. Gonna be the pet joining the fight. Snazzy staying up on the top platform while the Priest jumps off. Is gonna catch up on healing. Snazzy playing it very defensively. Does not want to play it super aggressive, chasing after the Priest. At least there for a second, he didn't want to do that. Flash cut down for Everstitch. Is there interrupts? No interrupts. Snazzy actually get himself a full flash cut. Gonna be Snazzy. A little bit, setting himself a little behind. Full Void Form up for Everstitch. Still flash hold, flash shield, holding up, strong as much as he can. Everstitch eating cheap shots back to back while Void Form is out. Could burn a bunch of damage to Snazzy. Snazzy get himself a bit of a sippy cup. Everstitch got himself the Mindbender, Greater Fade. As Snazzy trying to build comp points as best he can. Quick DFA as he gets hit by a silence. Nothing to really silence the Rogue, since Rogues are already silent to begin with. The silent deadly assassin trick available for Everstitch very soon. Fiorent to Snazzy, no way out for him. PI available for Snitch if he wants to use it. Get a shot onto the Priest to get trick inside of it immediately. Gonna be the Siphon to slow down Snazzy. Does get dispersed back up as he's diving in really low. And Snazzy gets Cloak of Shadows back up. No vanish for a bit. Most likely has a Shadow Meld. I think just used Shadow Meld there in order to get himself a reset. It has the Cloak and Vanish together in case he needs an escape plan. Gonna get a Sapper to Snitch as he picks up the eye. As Snazzy got a couple of dots getting him out of stealth. But he does get a Shadow Shark open on a cheap shot, as I said. Snitch getting the pet up and running. There's going to be damage exchange while Snazzy has Snitch locked down. At least the pet is doing a bit of damage to the Rogue. Back-to-back stones as Snitch gets super low stone onto Snazzy. Does not have a way to get out of it. Going to be some healing recovery for the Priest. Quick blind onto Snitch as the pet is continuing to barrage Snazzy. Going to be that advantage by the Rogue. No Cloak or Shadows. I think there was no dots applied on Snazzy. Snitch just put out the pet and try to do as much damage as well as healing in order to keep himself afloat as best as possible. So far, there's been a pretty hard one for the Priest. But his turn is very hard as he is Snazzy going in for the back-to-back Kyrian Burst, quick evasion for, or Greater Fade for Everstitch. As Snazzy getting hit with a silent Snitch, trying to survive as best as he can. Quick side hit onto Snazzy, which will slow him down. Snitch got himself PI as well as a Void Form. Does he have anything to survive? Just has himself the Void Eruption. Actually, Vampiric Embrace, trying to heal. Quick interrupt by Snazzy. As he trinkets out of that CC, stun onto Snitch. And looks like he is going to be able to slam him down with that Kyrian Burst setup. Man, that was a little rough. That was a little rough to watch. because the rogue just has so much control against the priest. It was actually kind of close too. It was actually close. I don't even know what Snazzy could have done differently for that duel, honestly. Let me switch out the MIGs, boys. Let me switch out the mix. The Scribesman is trying to get himself the Bonzafell Casbolt setup onto the rogue, looking to lob some snowballs at him with a big Mortal Coil, Horror, Decimated Bolt setup. The rogue has the Cloak Shadows and Smoke Bomb. The Succubus keeping him in combat. Crisbed has the line of sight of the rogue. Shadow Fury, but the rogue Shadow Steps to kidney shot him. Could be the Succubus CC. The Succubus is slowed all the way down to the bottom of the pillar. I wonder if it was hit by Shiv in order to get slowed. Crisbed taking a bit of damage. Fleshcut finally getting burned. Is going to go for a huge port to get away from Snazzy, hits him with a Fear, Immolate, and just needs to go for a couple of those Incinerates. Those should be still empowered. 1, 2 Incinerates. Snazzy does get himself a reset. Looks like the Shadow Melt actually immuned one of those Incinerates. The supercharged Incinerate, supercharged by a Decimating Bolt. Snazzy got hit by Decimating Bolt at super low health, so those Incinerates are going to do even more damage. As empowered by the Necrolord ability. Fear into a big old Casbolt. Snazzy unable to dodge it with a Shadow Step, but he's gonna land a kidney shot to Crisbed. That Fear DRing the Succubus Seduction though, so Snazzy finally able to get some full blown pressure onto Crisbed. Gonna be a port for the Warlock as Snazzy jumps into reset, does hit him with a stun, is gonna hit him with a Cataclysm, gets the rogue out of stealth before he can get a setup. Another Decimating Bolt getting set up. Crisbed locked out on Shadow, but is still able to blast out fire spells. Another Decimated Bolt getting set up blind onto Snazzy, but he doesn't really have a way out unless he has a Shadow Melt out of nowhere. Kidney shot onto the pet, blind on Crisbed, still some kind of damage over time burning on him. Trying to see if he can land inside the Warlock, unable to, and that's going to be cheap shot as the Succubus CC enthralls the rogue. They're actually buffing that Succubus in the next patch, by the way. 9-2, they're making it so the Succubus will make you waddle towards it. Or the Incubus, if that's what you choose to run. Mortal Coil into a full Vel Dev. And that's going to be the Decimating Bolt from the Necrolord Covenant. Man, Snazzy's under a lot of pressure. Trying to make some burst happen against the Crisbed. No Succubus see this time. Might be able to bust through the Fleshcut shield. Crisbed sees one more Incinerate Global and you'll be good to go. Oh, Snazzy triggers the last second. But then his soul just burned from the inside. Not even his outer body. His soul flared up. And Ave Maria is going to be up next. Flesh-gutted Necrolord Paladin eats an Infernal to the face though. Flesh got burned through by Crisbed very quickly. Wings are up for Ave Maria, stunning all those pets with a wake of ashes as Crisbed looking to get out of there. He knows the strength, he knows the power of a Paladin with full-blown blaring wings. He's gonna avoid it as best as he can. Sending up CC. Ave Maria is controlled during those set of wings, trying to go for a little bit of healing, but that's exactly what Crisbed wants him. Out in the open, not touching Crisbed, letting him get those big Incinerates back-to-back Mortal Coil. He just needs one more global. That's gonna be Ave Maria bubbling out of it. Crisbed really was able to turn it around heavily onto Ave Maria. Absolutely turn around that whole setup. And Ave Maria might be in a bit of trouble. There's going to be a Succubus CC potential with a Seduce. Oh, the Seduction does go through Ave Maria. Trinkets out of it. Break it out of the bonds that Succubus puts on him. And Crisbed is able to port upwards using the Kevin Slime spawned by Ave Maria to get a little bit of drain, a little bit of recovery. As Ave Maria is down on the underside of the bridge, hanging out by the ramp, wants to approach Crisbed really badly. He's going to try to see if they can mount up, but that's going to be Curse of Exhaustion. Hits him immediately. No Hand of Freedom to counter it. The pony just kind of runs in the opposite direction. Going to be a full Fell Bond with Decimated Bolt. Choosing to drop down. Choosing, I don't want to take the damage from Decimated Bolt. I don't want to empower Crisbed's Incinerates. I'd rather drop down, take that fire damage. It could put me deadly low, but I think it's a better alternative than standing out there with this madman. Crisbed is just not letting Ave Maria play the game at all. Succubus CC looks like it doesn't happen. Maybe was Ave Maria immune? The Succubus was about to do stuff. I think it might have been Wake of Ashes that stunned the Succubus, even though it looked like the Succubus was kind of behind the Paladin. Either way, Crisbed with a Bonzafell, Ave Maria with a Hand of Freedom. Just runs him out of the Bonzafell so much faster. Stun from a distance. Ave Maria is kind of low. Big Kesbo getting loaded up. Do they have anything on Shield of Vengeance just to stop that one bolt? But the Shield of Vengeance is able to do only so much. And we are in the 9-minute mark, boys. We are in that dampener, so the shields are going to be weaker. The heals are going to be weaker. And Kesbo loaded up. Kreisbad, Chaos Bolt, I literally called him Chaos Bolt, is loading up yet another snowball at Ave Maria, hitting him with a conflagration. Ave Maria is so incredibly low. Bonza fell around the corner again, can't go anywhere, can't leave the post. Gonna be reflected in case there's a Hodge from the Paladin. And that's going to be Immolate with a couple of incinerates flying by Kreisbad. Huge damage over Maria. Again, deadly low, but is able to recover, get in the procs for Holy Power. And is able to sustain themselves just a little longer. Wings are up for Ave Maria. Bubble not for a while. If Ave Maria could just somehow get the Succubus CC out by Kreisbad, just so they don't have to worry about it. Kreisbad trying to set up the Succubus in a position where they can get the Succubus CC. Perfect trade on that Hammer of Justice. That Succubus literally stood super far away so Ave Maria can't hit it. Bonza fell by Kreisbad with a fear onto Ave Maria. Wants to go for an Immolate with the Decimated Bolt set up again. Ave Maria able to get behind line of sight. Find some cover against all this barraging fire damage. Setting up some Gavels in there. Mounted up. Maybe could do something. Maybe could make something happen. Missing the interrupts. Wings are up though. Kreisbad porting way up. And Ave Maria looking to chase. Throwing in the hammers. The hammers are doing lots of damage. Stunned from a distance by Kreisbad. Could be in a deadly position. Has a lot of defenses, but wants to play it as safe as possible, especially with preparation for whoever is going to be over on the team 2 next. Flesh Scout up for both of them. Kreisbad can't interrupt it. Doesn't have the right pet for the job. And Ave Maria looks like they finally got a little bit of recovery here. Hodge into Kreisbad. And looks like Kreisbad is going to have to take that beating. Mortal Call onto Ave Maria. Looks like Maria's Flesh Scout just burned through with a single Immolate. Big Chaos to follow as Ave Maria pops down the Shield of Vengeance. But again, the shield wanes as we're getting longer into the duel. 38% dampener. Kreisbad popping off big cooldowns. Has himself Dark Soul instability. Wants to go for the action chance of crit. Wants to go for the big numbers. Incinerates flying through Ave Maria again. Getting a stun onto the Succubus with a Wake of Ashes. Does give himself a little bit more recovery here. Succubus Seduction around the corner. Does Kreisbad have himself a good setup? Bonza fell. Cataclysm. Ave Maria is going to have to find line inside or walk in Kreisbad. One of those two will happen. Big Incinerates flying. Has Reflect. Ave Maria is so deadly low. I think it's going to bubble is back up. Ave Maria was able to last out the duel until the bubble is back up and available. And Kreisbad is looking for another reset around the corner. That's going to be Shadow Fury. Stunning Ave Maria with a big port. Kreisbad has the high ground. Drain life at Ave Maria. I don't even know how you're still alive through this duel. I have no idea how you are still hanging on. Mortal Call trades out. Kreisbad setting up some Incinerates. 1, 2, and Ave Maria goes down by the time second one is out and still has one more Incinerate in his back pocket. Athaman, the Mage Tower challenger over here. The Mage Tower gladiator and competitor. The Mage Tower victor riding on a spell tome. Another Necrolord Paladin. There's so many Necrolord Paladins, dude. I feel like there's almost no Kyrian Paladins, at least in the duel scene. Gonna be a big old Chaos Ball get set up by Kreisbad, sending out more snowballs. Massive Chaos Ball with Infernal too. Kreisbad might actually be in danger. Could be a bubble early here. Is gonna get a bubble. Blinded to Kreisbad. Doesn't have enough holy damage. Missing Kreisbad as he goes for a trinket out of the blind for the port. And just trying to hoof it out of there as far as he can. So Athaman, I think, planned out. He's like, okay, I know exactly what I'm gonna do. But he didn't expect for Kreisbad to trinket it. Athaman already had in his mind exactly what he needs to do. He needs to make sure every global counts. And he was basically playing it out like, okay, well, I'm gonna, I guess that Kreisbad isn't gonna go anywhere. And now Athaman is out in the open. Doesn't have a lot of healing. Incinerates are burning him through. Might be Kreisbad barely in health. Oh! Yo, Kreisbad had himself just a perfect angle, the perfect setup, boys. Actually couldn't be any better. Decreate is going to be up next. Demonology Warlock also, I think another Necrolord too, right? I think he's supposed to have a Fleshcraft shield. Like he has a green glow of Fleshcraft. But I don't think he's just showing up at all. Actually pulling his pet back, sending out a Succubus. Going to be Kreisbad with a Casball around the corner. Getting interrupted by the pet with a Sun to follow. Decreate banishing the Succubus. And is going to send some Shadow Bolts out thing. Controlling his pet as best as possible. Kreisbad might just have to focus down onto that Demonology Warlock pet, boys. That might be his best strategy here. Incinerates flying as Decreate goes back behind the pillar with a bit of a health funnel. Actually looks like Kreisbad send out a bit of damage into that pet. Gonna be the Felguard second one as well as the main one with the Demon Doggers. Kreisbad banishing the summoned external pet. Gonna be the CC on the Decreate as he's just dealing with all these pets. Jumping down just so he can burn through all these pets. And he has himself a big Decimate Bolt set up. Decreate summoning out a Tyrant. They're playing the long range game, just letting the pets do a lot of the damage, a lot of the playstyle, a lot of the work. Mortal Call into Kreisbad as he went for a port. Decreate dropped down what looked like a obelisk. Maybe, potentially. I saw a little bit of fell green on their feet, but I don't know if Kreisbad killed it or not. It looks like Kreisbad actually get a maul back there with all those pets. How much to burn a wall? So far, Decreate has played a long range, letting the pets do majority of the stuff. Quick interrupt onto Kreisbad. He really is just letting pets do everything for him, isn't he? That's actually kind of nuts. Kreisbad's swapping out pets, so Decreate always has this Felguard next to him, or Fel Hunter next to him. Could always go for the interrupt. Trying to summon new Felguard. Does the Hunter have an interrupt? He does. So Decreate might have put him in a bad situation. Kreisbad was able, I guess, to get rid of the Felguard pet, because I'm not seeing it anywhere. Fear onto Decreate has no way to counter Kreisbad into a stun Casbolt after, into a Bonza Fel. Does Decreate go anywhere? He could jump down. That's probably going to do a lot of damage. Yep, with an Incinerate and Drain. I think it's over. Yep, I think for Decreate, the game is over. As soon as his pet was just obliterated, as soon as he didn't have a way to summon a new one, that's where he really fell behind. Tagsy 2 is going to be up next. Stick it to his guns as an Affliction Warlock. We're seeing a little bit of all kinds of Warlocks here, boys. We're seeing Destros, Demonologies, Afflictions. So we're seeing quite a lot, huh? Tagsy looking for a bit of a, I guess, maybe try to draw Kreisbad in under the bridge. He does have gateway set up and everything. And Kreisbad is putting the pet next to Tagsy. Unless it's Tagsy's pet? No, it is. It is not Tagsy's pet. It is Kreisbad's pet. Gotta be Trinket out of or not Trinket out Tagsy. It was a Dark Pact. Wait, did Dark Pact break you out of the Succubus Seduction? It might have actually. Yeah, wait. As a Warlock, when you don't have a pet out, when you press Dark Pact, doesn't it consume a portion of your health to create a shield? That does damage to you, doesn't it? Wait, can't you break yourself out of a freezing trap that way then? Technically? I mean, you probably wouldn't use it as a CC breaker in most cases because it's a shield. But could you? That's what I'm wondering. 60 minutes into this duel. A long duel for the night, boys. What's up, Silent? How you doing, my man? Got ourselves Kreisbad over on the other team. With the Reflect, as Tagsy trying to push up to him. Where's the Succubus? Succubus is actually peeling back towards Kreisbad. But looks like Tagsy is going to keep the dots on the Succubus, getting a lot of procs, getting a lot of damage off it. And Kreisbad kind of chilling in the back. Tagsy able just to maintain the full set of dots on the pet and probably building up for a massive drain. Kreisbad actually spending the time to summon a whole new Succubus. As Tagsy goes to banish the first one. And that Succubus going back with the full dots actually. That Succubus doesn't have the health. But it is going to have a lot of its health gone by the time it reaches Tagsy. You're just keeping it a range. That's going to be Kreisbad summoning a new one yet again. With Neverstitch kind of shuffling around towards the other side of the pillar. Maybe a spread for Tagsy. Gonna be that slower around the corner as Kreisbad finally gets slow, trying to get the Succubus in. But again, Tagsy just keeps backing up out of there. It's a bit of a chess match between the two. They're trying to figure out who's going to go first, who's going to go last here. Kreisbad putting himself out in the open. Tagsy backing up out of there. Wants to make sure to eliminate the Succubus. Keeping the pressure on it. Dark Pact trying to get a UA onto Kreisbad. Has the port back. Gonna be Tagsy pushing in. Trying to land a fear onto Kreisbad. Looks like it's gonna be Infernal first. Tagsy might be in trouble. Wall is up. Gonna take a bit of damage. Is gonna have to get some dots in. Is gonna have to look for a time to heal. More to call. Add Kreisbad, trick us out of it. Fears himself though. Tagsy could be in trouble. More to call by Kreisbad, and in just a quick succession, just like that, was able to take him out. I'm not even sure exactly what happened, but Kreisbad got 5 kills there. It doesn't count 1.